Hello, nerdy people. I'm your host this week. We have also our Illuminati of Nerds, which would be Jay-Z, played by Zamario, Taylor Swift, played by Christine, and, of course, our Beyonce, played by Ginger. I am, of course, your host, the Doink the Clown, Roberto. So I guess let's
Taylor
jump right into it.
Really? Really?
I worked hard on that intro.
You're the worst.
Well, you suck, men dry, so it's
Don't ask me to host ever again.
You're the worst. Zam, can you center your face in the fucking camera screen, please? So we can actually see your face and not your wall that is not very interesting. Thank you, dear.
You know, I take it back. Zamario is Beyonce. Ginger, you're Jay-Z. There we go. It fixed. I fixed it.
Oh, yeah,
no, he's probably Sheeran because he's Ginger.
Oh God.
All right, so we've got tons of topics today. Star Wars, Game of Thrones, and Star Wars.
Star Wars.
There's some gaming news that these jerk-offs want to talk about. I don't know. I guess we're going right into the Game of Thrones writers leaving Star Wars.
Can I start the comment with yeah. Go on.
So I think you like the idea that they left.
Well, I don't know because I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I don't care. So
me neither.
Zam, what do you think?
I'm not saying it's rubbish, by the way. I'm just saying I just never had the time at the time to watch it.
Yeah, I just haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Well,
these guys are lame.
It's really hard to know how I actually feel about this, to tell you the truth. I mean, adulation, no. I don't know what I feel, because these guys, they fucked up Game of Thrones so they could do Star Wars. But now they're not doing Star Wars because they want to do something with Netflix. Now, because they're getting more fucking money for doing something with Netflix, which is why they're doing it. I mean, they might love Star Wars, but they don't really. But they really love the money. So it's hard to say how I feel about this. I mean, would they have done a good job with Star Wars? What I'm gutted about is that for them fucking up Game of Thrones, we're not going to probably get an Old Republic saga initially, which is what we wanted, I guess, with them going there. So that's not going to be happening anytime soon. And what they're going to be doing on Netflix, fuck knows. I mean, you might know, Ginger, you got your ear to the ground when it comes to Netflix shit. Do you have any idea, mate?
No, there's nothing confirmed yet. They've just been signed up, like literally, I think, in the last couple of weeks. So they haven't confirmed any projects yet.
I think it's an outrage, man. It's an outrage.
Look, I'm sorry, are you finished, Sam? Can I say my piece, or do you want to carry on?
I've got more to say, but go on. Say, dude.
Okay, so I'm a mixed bag with this, because I basically, if they went with the Old Republic, meaning they had material to work with, the lore was there, then they would have done a good job. But it seems, from what I gather, I'm not a Game of Thrones fan. I will eventually get around to watching it. But when there wasn't books to go off, fuck's sake. Sorry, when there wasn't books to go off of, that's when the series started tanking, apparently. So they're good if they have material to work with, and not good if they have to think on their own. So it just that's why I'm 50-50 with it. I would have loved to have seen the Old Republic. Whether or not they would have done a good job, I don't know. But it comes back to just, again, how chaotic things are at Lucasfilm, because nobody thought to tie them down to the thing with a solid offer. So Netflix just come along, and don't forget, Netflix and Disney are at loggerheads now with the streaming wars. So Netflix just probably sniffed an opportunity and thought, Yeah, let's fuck it. We'll just sign them up, give them a shitload of money.
But
And
are they really that good though? Are they really that good though?
Listen, from the stuff apart from maybe their Game of Thrones stuff, all their films that they've done, not really.
But here, can I jump in really quick?
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so a total outside perspective. As I said, I haven't watched Game of Thrones, but here's the thing, though. Everybody was like singing praise to Game of Thrones for so many years, and then now it's all of a sudden the whole thing's shit because of the end. And I get it.
No,
like people have a right to be upset, but like
let me explain to you one thing. It was really good while they still had book material to go on. As soon as it stopped, like the quality went down like a lot. Like the characters were no longer written as well. They were written sloppily, making decisions that seemed out of character normally, that you wouldn't expect to happen. And to top that, they had so much more material to work on, and yet they rushed the 8th season just to end it, just so they can do other stuff, and they fucked it up because the last season was shit.
I agree.
And it should have been at least 10 seasons. Like they had material technically. I mean, not book material, but there were things there. And of course, fuck George R.R. Martin for being a fucking slacker, I guess. And not pumping out the books. Like, we've been waiting for the next book for fucking years now, and it's still not out. Like, fuck this. Yeah, go
Has
on.
he started working on another book before he's even finished Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, he's working on other books before having finished them. So yeah, that's like I want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, he's got ADD. I get it.
Well, yeah, but how many years does it last though? I mean,
ADD will last many years. Trust me, I haven't finished.
I'm not talking about the
There are games that I haven't even finished because I was like, I'm going to try something else.
Squirrel!
And then never go back to it.
Well, I have many projects like that, but when it's but this is like his fucking livelihood, man. That's his job. That's what gives him
his job
money.
is to have us pine for them to release these books. That is what they call supply and demand.
Well, yeah, but there is a lot of demand, my dude. For real.
I just want to also add, you mentioned the fact that it should have been 10 seasons. They fast-tracked, Roberto, the last parts of Game of Thrones, and you felt it when you watched it. It didn't feel right. I mean, the show in itself, all the previous seasons to a degree, is kind of fast-tracking the books, but they super fast-tracked it with the last 2 seasons. It was ridiculous. They couldn't wait to get this shit over. Every episode was about a particular stage to the fast track. Okay, now we're going to fight the White Walkers. You kind of knew the White Walkers weren't going to be the main super bad guys at the very, very end. Ended up being Cersei or even Daenerys. I mean, it was a bit weird how it was just so wrong. And next thing you know, fucking Tyrion, while he's fucking hooked in chains and shit, decides that like that, and the fucking Unsullied agrees to it just like that. Like, come on, man, what has happened to this show?
And the change in Daenerys from normal to wacko was very rapid. Like, okay, there were like precursors to the story, but it was way too rapid. I mean, it's not something you would have seen coming. Like, it was like a flip of the switch, and I hated that. Anyway, fuck them. I don't care. I'm not sad.
Regardless of them, what does it mean for Star Wars?
Nothing.
Who gives a fuck about Star Wars?
It doesn't mean anything. They'll just find other people to work on a project.
Do you think we'll get Old Republic still, Ginge?
No, No, nothing. Again, nothing's confirmed. Nothing. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sorry.
Oh, his vibrator's on.
Your vibrators
Yeah.
on, yeah.
Bloody wires. This is my Bluetooth. Windows
Uh-huh.
fucked up Bluetooth.
Yeah, that's what we call it now.
Yeah.
I'm sure I saw a magic wand box somewhere in your room.
No, you wouldn't have seen it in my room. It would be on my butt. Now,
I said the
with
box.
regards to the Old
Back to
Republic,
please.
you know, they were the only two that were strongly linked to it, saying that they had an interest in doing it. But look, it's not over. I mean, unlike other people just, you know, just being wished well on their future endeavors, Kennedy was like, you know, we welcome them back when their projects at Netflix are finished, kind of thing. So the door's not fully closed, but you know, it is another headache because you know there's so much like people don't want Ryan Johnson's trilogy. People do want Ryan Johnson's trilogy. No confirmation or what's going on there. So at the moment, in terms of films, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. These were scheduled for 2022 release, I believe. So at the moment, there's nothing. But you know, it's Star Wars. It won't take long for them to find something and someone to toe the line and kiss ass. And
Ron Howard.
You know, it's a question of. I think one of the biggest problems that causes a lot of conflict, in particular with Kennedy, is I don't think she's one that respects creative freedom. You know, there's an ego there, like there was with a lot of producers. I don't want to just single her out. With a lot of producers, there's this ego there where, you know, they don't have the talent to direct, but they want to fucking assert their, you know, their kind of dominance in a project. And I think she's had. Name me another studio other than LucasArts that has had so many firings or people leaving projects. I'm not just talking directors, I'm talking writers as well and all that. It's unheard of. This kind of chaos is unheard of. And it's not, Star Wars isn't something, it's not like the fucking Holy Grail where it's difficult to do. You can churn out mediocrity and people will still go fucking watch it. It's, you know, we got fucking Rogue One out of that, and that had no like right to be so amazing, but it fucking was. But that still had trouble in production. So
did all of it. Yeah.
I'd say that the studio is an absolute chaos, and I just think that yeah, they need to get a shot of her and get someone else in just to bring some stability in, someone who respects creative freedom and doesn't want to toe this fucking Disney line of everything being homogenous, the same.
Oh, you mean like Kevin Feige?
So, what do you guys think will be the next Star Wars movie after Episode 9? I mean, it's still like penciled in for something to come out on 2022. Yeah.
I still think they're going to go with a trilogy. It's going to be something new. It's going to be something different. They're going to probably distance themselves from the Skywalker trilogy, like the Skywalker saga. I think but I know that, I mean, they're doing Episode 9 because they're like, we have to end this. We have to end it. Like, it's got to, because I think the backlash would be worse if they were like, well, we're going to put Episode 9 on the back burner for a while, and then we're going to come back to, which honestly wouldn't be a bad idea with all the backlash it's been having. I mean, I would rather wait a couple years to get, you know, a movie than, you know, it be rushed out and be terrible. And I still go back on my idea that they should do an Episode 10. I really feel like after everything that's gone on with these new movies, I feel like they should do Episode 9 that will clean up all these messes, and then Episode 10 will be the grand finale conclusion. Just because, I mean, like, if Episode 8 wasn't such a departure from the Skywalker saga, I would say just, you know, you would be able to do the original, you know, the 3 movies. But I really think you need an extra movie in there to triage the situation.
Do you think they'll make any films timeline-wise set after Episode 9, or everything from now onwards will be before Episode 9 because they don't know how to progress with a film after Episode 9?
Here's the thing. I mean, the problem is that they've been flying on the seat of their pants ever since Episode 4. Like, you can't sit there and say, this is the conclusion to the entire saga. Everything gets tied up here. When they didn't even have anything written out back in, when the first Star Wars came out. You can sit there and tell me that this is the end of a saga. Even Marvel can't say that. Like, as well as everything came together with the Infinity Saga, they did not have everything planned out as well as it did. Like, as well as they made it seem like. Now, Marvel handled it very well, but like I mean, look how many times Thanos changed. Look how many times the schedule changed. I mean, you can't. I mean, unless you're like the Lord of the Rings, which you have a book that you're going off of, and you film everything together, and you do like that's why I always thought Spider-Man should always be filmed like 3 movies together, and then they release them year after year because. It's kind of like the Harry Potter.
That wouldn't answer my question, though, mate. Do you think they'll still make films set after Episode 9, after all of that shit, or everything from now onwards in Star Wars, because they don't know how to make something of any sort of grand nature after Episode 9 that it's not worth filming anything after that period of time? Just keep it before that.
I think that they'll try to do something, but it'll be completely different, and it might take place after Episode 9. But it might, I mean, if they do the Old Republic, I mean, technically that's a prequel, but it's so far in the past that it doesn't matter.
Can we wrap this up or stay on topic? Because we're going off into tangents again.
It's a good tangent, Chris.
No,
anyway,
no.
I'm sorry.
No, just to say that they should go far, far back in time. And have zero.
Old Republic. They never give the fans what they want.
I don't even care if Old Republic, whatever, or go far, far forward. As long as there's no ties to the Skywalker saga at all, I'll be happy.
Fair enough. All right, let's go on to the next subject then, Chris.
Okay, I'm going to be actually playing the trailer in the background because I can do that.
Demonetized.
No, man.
Oh yeah, Konami will strike this video down. Oh no, it's not Konami anymore.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just commentary. It's just commentary.
It would have been dead already.
Yeah, I haven't seen this trailer yet, so I'm excited to see it. I think.
And of course, we don't have the sound. It's just the image going, and we'll talk about it because.
Is that the dude from Rogue One?
Yeah.
Mad. Oh fucking hell!
Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, from Doctor Strange too.
Dude, yeah,
so crazy. Like, how did I even I don't even know how I could tell that was him. It just looks like him.
Come on. Give me something to smile about.
Dude, all I know is that is he carrying around like a portable incubator?
Yeah.
His baby's got some sort of warp.
Look, that makes sense. It's like Brave New World.
Well,
I've seen several reviews of this movie. Of this game, and I'll let Chris talk about it first before I give my.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. But as I said, I'm a simple person. You give me Mads Mikkelsen, you give me Norman Reedus, I'm in.
How long do you guys?
Person.
How long do you think until these actors start making movie money for these games?
Well, they do compared to how much they have to work comparison to movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that the reason Norman Reedus is in that is because of the thing that got canceled. What was that? Silent Hill.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
How do we make a bike look futuristic? We put lights on it.
Yeah, let's just slap LED lights on everything. I fucking hate LED lights.
Give me the good old classic.
I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a very weird game.
So it's a post-apocalyptic.
Well, some of the reviews about this game is that it's basically glorified, like the main quest would be glorified side quests in games, and it's very much a fetch quest. When you see in the trailers where he put all of this shit on his back, that's your inventory. Usually in games, all your inventory is just on you. not be, but you don't need to see it physically. In this game, you do. All these fucking things on your back is your fucking inventory.
You're basically you're a postman.
Yeah. You're a
You're a
postman.
fucking postman. That's just stupid.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this game. There are elements of Metal Gear in this game, and you can see it just by the design of this game. It looks very much like Metal Gear 5.
Yeah.
But, even some of the cutscenes and stuff with Matt Nicholson being some sort of ghost fucking military guy, demonic shit. That's so Metal Gear, but other than that, it's not Metal Gear enough for me. I wish he would have just done another Metal Gear. I know he's no longer with Konami, but this is like, I don't know what the fuck you make of this. This is bullshit.
What the? That was some Edge of Tomorrow looking crap right there.
Like the boss fights apparently are really easy and stuff. The game's very rewarding, and there's so much. Like Kojima's gone back to his old Metal Gear Solid 2 roots, where he just put shitloads of cutscenes and shitloads of bollocks. Where it's just not getting you involved in the gameplay. When you do fucking play the gameplay, there's so much traverse you have to fucking do, and it's not very inspiring. I mean, some people finish it off because they wanted to finish it off, but even then, the payoff ain't all that. I mean, what sort of payoff do you get for fucking running around like a dickhead with some shit on your back? What sort of payoff are you looking for fuck's sake?
Look, I've had two kids. I've had two kids, and well, I didn't have them, but I've had two kids, and it's like they're not that expressionate. Like that baby's like, "Hey, I've got the mind of a 30-year-old in here.
That's true.
I need to go." And that baby's like, he's like telling us his life with his eyes.
God, I can't believe that I just noticed that, because it's so accurate what you just said. Like, seriously, babies they're like potatoes.
They're like blank slates. They're like,
yes, they're like potatoes. They just are, especially when they're infants, because that's infant there.
I think Kojima missed the trick.
For me, this game is just you're just a glorified postman. There's too many survival elements in a game. I fucking hate that.
Are the Avengers in this game? I just saw it. Yeah, Mari Scimitar.
I mean, yeah, but it's weird. I think it's the weird factor that will sell.
I'd like the weird factor of it if it wasn't that I'm just a fucking postal service guy.
Yeah,
cutscenes are just, again, like Zam says, it's just constant cutscenes. It's you're constantly having to piss about with survival mechanics and how you walk in and careful you pack. It's like, come on, Kojima. There's a good premise there, and instead of it being about fucking going somewhere to rescue or save something or fight off baddies, I'm just delivering shit on a bland open world.
Well, you're not delivering shit. You're delivering babies. Be respectful.
No, you're not delivering babies. For fuck's sake, vibrator, stop.
Yeah, we have doctors who do that.
Babies are there to help see those shadowy things.
Ooh, he's a glorified stork.
Yeah,
you always get glorified.
They should call this stork standing.
Stork standing.
I don't get the hype with Kojima at all.
He shouldn't have made the game looking like Metal Gear 5. He should have gone down a totally different route. I don't know what I was expecting from this game, but what I am seeing now is it's nothing I like. It looks beautiful, but that's about it for it.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I'll definitely play it.
Like, it would have been good as a film.
What?
I think as a film.
Is that a really tall chick? Like, what is going on?
No,
is that like the Wasps and Ant-Man's daughter? Like an umbrella.
You can it's just got to play good. If it doesn't play good, it doesn't matter how fucking weird it is. I mean, the gameplay in the day is fundamental, and this game doesn't look like it's going to be fun to play.
No, it doesn't look fun at all. At all.
I don't know.
Metal Gear 5 is weird.
I'm one of those people that actually wait to play it before I make a judgment.
What's the
This is
like, because I'm not a judgmental cunt like you guys.
Yeah, but I'm very good at judging things. Like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, when we first
You are
watched it,
very judgmental.
this don't look good. This don't look good. Why has it got
I
survival elements in it? And look at it, it ends up being one of the biggest flops of the year.
want to know why that baby's so animated. That's what I want to know.
Well, what I think is probably the baby is not exactly a baby. I think it's more than a baby. I think it does something. But
Is it
Believe it.
what?
Sorry.
2-1.
No, we drew 1-1, and Liverpool just scored last minute to win 2-1.
nobody
Oh,
cares.
okay. We're talking about something else.
Anyway,
You and your
next,
soccer.
because I do have the next thing lined up here.
Go for it.
Guess what it will be? Guess what it will be?
Will it?
Jesus and a
Is it my porno that I started?
Oh,
yes.
it's
Captain Britain's ass.
Oh man, I'm still fangirling over this.
Now the vibrator's not working.
Yeah, now you need a vibrator. Yeah.
It's flooding right now.
That's gonna be good, my dude. I'm like, yeah. December 20th. That's the best Christmas present I could ever ask for.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
So I read somewhere that they have 7 years of content. Hold on, I have a question. So I read that they have 7 years of content available for this. Does that mean Henry Cavill signed on for 7 seasons? Or do we not know that?
I don't know, but I hope, because I love this series. I fucking love it. And
it's not even out yet. Are you talking about like the other movie?
I'm talking about the books. I'm talking about the books. Because
okay.
the first season, from what I'm understanding, it's going to cover a little bit from the first 2 books and a little bit from the novel, from the series novel. Because it was first 2 books with short stories that kind of give you an idea of who the main characters are. And then it's the book series that's following the story of Geralt and Ciri and Yennefer throughout, some pretty serious shit, let's say. But many of these scenes that I'm seeing are from the first 2 books, from the short stories. And some seem to be from the main series. So I don't know if it's gonna work in flashbacks, or it's gonna work like during the beginning of the season, showing POV chapters of each character, what they do, their stories and shit, and then picking up with the events that happened later on. I don't know, but it looks really good.
Looks okay, but it's not my bag. So
you haven't read the books. You don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Look, I'm just saying from an outside perspective, it's not my bag. So I'm just saying it looks okay. All right. I mean, you can. I am not stifling your excitement. I'm not.
You are better not, because I'm gonna whoop your ass.
You're gonna watch
be excited, Chris. You're allowed to be.
I am excited. I'm very excited.
But I mean, for me, who's never played the games, never read the books, it's okay.
Are you gonna watch it?
Me, if I get time, I'll try to watch it, see if it floats my pick.
What did you say, Sam? I can't hear you, mate.
So I'm definitely watching this.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my mic's not connected properly. Bollocks.
Well, that's why you're getting echo, you stupid son of a bitch.
Hold on. Is it better now?
Yeah.
Dip, dip, dip.
Oh, can't wait for this.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Like,
yeah.
Witcher 2 is one of my favorite games. I just fucking love that game so much.
Oh wait, there's naked people in the background? I'll watch.
Yes. I like Witcher 3 a lot better than Witcher 2 because of the whole
what the f- is that? Spider crawling out of the bayou.
It's not a spider. It's a cakey more.
Meanwhile, with the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, can't wait for that.
But yeah, so are you guys gonna watch it?
Hell yeah!
If I get time.
I got Netflix. So
You're lame, Jason. That's all I have to say.
Yeah,
While
whatever.
we're on the topic of Netflix, I've got to say they've put out some really good films this year. Like Eddie Murphy's one, Dolomite is My Name, is honestly my third favorite film of the year. So good. I don't want to go too much on a tangent. I'm just gonna say like.
Okay, I'm just trying to load the next one. Okay. Okay, no, wait. Because the next one is, of course, is it going? Is it going? Yeah, it's the Diablo 4 trailer.
Christine,
It looks good. What?
Did you see the gameplay trailer?
That's 9 minutes long, man. I'm not gonna do that.
No, not here. I'm saying, have you seen it?
No, but I've seen the little scenes that the trailer has on it. Well, I know the kind of game Diablo is. I know this one has horses too. I don't know about Diablo 3 because I haven't played it. I played Diablo 2.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, but it looks good. But fuck Blizzard, which we're not gonna talk now because it's a completely separate topic that we're gonna talk about afterwards. Anyway. Oh, we're gonna talk about it right after we're done with the trailer because I have it as a topic as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it looks good. Like at least the cinematic, it's really good. And I guess it's still kind of isometric style, but it looks really good. I don't know if these are the only options of playable characters that you have. I don't think. I hope not, because it's like what, a druid, a sorceress, and a barbarian or something. I don't know.
No, because there's like you can see you're like a minotaur. You morph into things.
Well, I think that's a berserker because he turned into a bear.
Man, I can't wait for this game. I am so stoked. Oh my god. Yippee, yippee, kaye, motherfucker.
Yeah, I like, but the thing is here as well, I do not fucking trust Blizzard that this is just going to be a straightforward game. There's going to be some bullshit shenanigans they're going to pull. And as always, it will be a few months down the line because they don't want to do it at launch. Because you know what Activision's like.
Yeah, but after the latest controversy, though, maybe they need something to put them back on track with the crowd.
Bobby Kotick, the owner of Activision and Blizzard, he does not care. He does not care. He never comes out and responds to the controversies. He just gets his lackeys to do it, but he just carries on, and it's just worse and fucking worse. You know, look, just last week there was a whole controversy with Call of Duty Mobile. This week there's Modern Warfare. Just wait for all those bloody those monetizations to drop in January like they did with Black Ops 4. So with this again, whenever it comes out, a few months down the line, let's see what it's like. And I'm openly going to say on the stream, if you want this game, don't fucking pay for it. Pirate it or get it secondhand. Because fuck them. Until
and I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, then don't buy the game.
I'm not going to buy the game. It might look good, and I like
that's what we're saying. Don't buy the game.
Don't buy the fucking game.
Yeah, but don't pirate it either.
Or pirate it.
No, pirate it if you want it.
No. Why have your cake and eat it too? No, if you don't support this game, then don't buy it and don't play it.
No,
yeah, I'm not getting into this.
Jesus.
Y'all know my stance on this.
Activision have more than enough of their cake, and then they have more cake, and then they have fists up people's asses, and everyone's like, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" Huh?
Why bother playing it? Wait till it goes down to 20
I'm
bucks.
not going to play this game. I'm not going to get this game. But there are idiots out there who just be like, "Oh, I guess I'll play it," and then they go buy it. It's like, well, don't. You're not really helping anything.
Yeah,
don't play it. Don't buy it. But if you must, pirate it.
we're here to counterbalance those assholes that will eat up everything that's served.
Yeah, like all the controversies with
Yeah.
Call of
Well,
Duty
or
We're
just
doing
buy
that
it.
work.
Just
and
buy it
Modern Warfare
secondhand.
sells like fucking hotcakes again. It's like there is no fucking point. There is no point in trying to argue against boycotting or anything like that to the gaming community because the majority of them are fucking idiots.
Yeah, I know a
with
lot.
certain titles, it's it's a slow burn. But the FIFA and the Call of Duty lot are just among the dumbest fucking people on the planet.
I mean, I
As
said to
well
you
as
earlier,
mobile gamers.
these guys on
Right.
FIFA, like they spent hundreds of pounds on fucking Ultimate Team and stuff. It's ridiculous. I mean, they're not
Yeah.
progressing gaming at all. They're stagnating it so they can fucking milk microtransactions. So
Exactly.
fuck them. So if people want to abuse them back and show them, look, this is how we're going to fucking deal with you guys when you make your bullshit, then maybe they'll fucking listen and give the people what they really want.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Buy it secondhand because then, like, they
Yeah,
don't
that's
get
what I
any
said.
profits from that.
I
Like,
said pirate or buy second hand.
What's the difference?
because you're supporting another business. Like, if you buy it secondhand,
I'm
if you
sorry.
buy it
Are you
secondhand,
saying that
you're
if you
supporting
pirate
a
it, you're not
business.
supporting a business?
Yeah, like buyback. Well, in America, we have
No,
buyback,
dude.
we have
No,
GameStop, we have
dude.
all these other
Listen.
places. that if you
Listen
buy
for
it
a second.
listen,
Wait,
if you buy
Christine,
it
wait.
secondhand, you're supporting the business, not the company.
Yeah, and when you pirate it, you support the crackers.
That makes no fucking sense.
Yes, it does, because then they have more motivation and incentive to pirate more games.
But no, like I said, I mean, if you're gonna get it secondhand because the numbers don't go up in sales for the company. They don't profit from secondhand sales. So yeah, do it that way. It's perfectly fine.
You're
But
muted,
pirating
Jason.
as well.
I know I'm muted because I don't want you guys to hear what I'm saying.
That's racist. I've heard all of that.
I can read your lips, you motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah, that's everything. I ain't got much else to say on Diablo 4. If you want to move on to Blizzard,
We've already moved on to Blizzard because
BlizzCon happened yesterday.
I totally missed it.
Me too. I ain't gonna fucking watch
yes.
it. I never watch it.
Who
Totally
watches
missed it.
this shit?
But there was
I
a
only heard
lot
about
of
Overwatch
protests
2 from you.
outside.
Still
It
haven't
was
seen it.
glorious to see.
Well, what I heard is that they kind of owned up to the shit, but I don't know. I just heard it secondhand.
No, basically what it was is they apologized for not supporting the protest, but taking so long to respond to the complaints. Basically, there was no outward apology or show of support for the protesters.
So pretty much an apology of the kind, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah, that kind of
Yeah.
sorry that we took so long to respond. We see the backlash, but whatever. We respect people's rights. It goes against the ethos of Blizzard. Well, just say that we respect people's free speech, and what we did was a mistake, and we're really sorry. We should have never. But they never said that. They never said that. They're just basically saying, we do respect people's opinions, and it shouldn't have taken so long to respond. That was it. Well, again, and Bobby Kotick, the main owner, he hasn't come out and said anything. He never does. He's a complete recluse. He's a human garbage. He is absolute slimy human fucking filth. He is worse than a turd out of Zam's arse. He is fucking.
That's bad.
After Taco Bell?
Yeah, after Taco Bell.
Oh!
Remember that sound clip I sent you? Yeah.
No. No. What? No.
I'm glad I only listened to half your sound clips now.
Yeah.
If you watch one of them openly farting on the mic really loud, and he's so gormless he didn't even realize.
It didn't sound that loud when I fucking heard it.
Oh yeah, but if you play it back, it's fucking.
No, I fucking sounded like an air horn to you, but all I heard was.
So we
What's
have
that?
been reduced. Okay.
He's just adjusting his chair or something.
So something weird happened just now. Just
What?
as we're talking about Zam's farts, we got to 5 viewers, which is more than we'd have.
Let's keep
And-
on.
Brazilian porn.
We're talking about Penny's farts, and we were talking about the shit that comes out my ass. Anyway, let's move on.
Now we're trending.
Yeah, that was
Aren't we talking about Blizzard still? Or did we
I
talk
ain't
about
got nothing else to say. What is
Okay,
it?
okay. Do we
Look,
have any other topic, or we'll move on to Zam's?
Look, it's getting cold here in Ohio, so I'm not looking forward to the blizzard.
What about the Mandalorian trailer? We're not
Nah,
talking
we
about
talked
that?
about Mandalorian.
we talked about that like a million fucking times.
Dude, it looks
Yeah, fair
amazing. Looks amazing.
It launches.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move on to
So-
Zam's top 5?
Okay, let me do the thing. Let me do the thing. I'm doing the thing. Any minute now.
Zam's
Yeah.
top 5.
Welcome
Greatest
to my
fight
top
ever.
5, ladies and gentlemen. And today's top 5 will be top 5 Tom Hanks movies. And I'm going to start off with one which maybe not everyone has seen. This is a film where Tom Hanks plays a gangster. It's called Road to Perdition. This film also stars Daniel Craig and the late, oh my God, why is his name fucking escapes me? God damn it. What the hell was Butch Cassidy's? Who played Butch Cassidy?
Robert Redford.
No. The other one.
Oh God.
Why did his name escape me?
Oh Jesus Christ. Peter Fonda.
No. But the other one. Yeah.
Burt Reynolds.
No. But the Sundance Kid was Robert Redford. I can't believe I forgot this guy's name. I
What
can't
are you
believe it, man. Anyway,
I
Road to
can.
Perdition. Have you guys seen Road to Perdition?
Yeah, I've
a
seen
long
it. I've
time
hated
ago,
it.
yeah.
You didn't like it?
No shit. Bored me senseless.
Oh, I forgot
Yeah,
Jude Law's in it as well. He plays
I
an
remember
assassin.
it being boring, yeah.
I actually
Bored.
kind of liked it. It was an interesting film of a gangster having to turn against the mob because they fucking killed most of his family, just leaving him and his son.
Yeah.
And Daniel Craig playing a bit of a weasel guy was interesting. Jude Law playing this sort of redneck assassin was really good. Yeah, some good roles. I knew fucking Tom Hanks was going to cop it. Sorry for the spoilers. It's an old film. I knew he was going to cop it at the end. Very
That
much
was the best
Carlito's
part,
way
though.
style.
That was my favorite part of the film is when
Very
he gets
Carlito's
killed.
way, in it.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite part of the film. I don't remember it. I just remember it was him and a little kid. And that's
Kind of
it.
shows like
And
anyway.
he was wearing a hat,
I liked it.
right?
Let's move on. Here's a good cast.
You liked it, we can't
Okay.
all like the same
This
film.
film. Now when I was young in the 80s, like sort of like frat house fucking sex comedies were all the rage. They were great. There were so many of them, like Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds. And this one comes into it too. This film is Bachelor Party. This is one of the best comedies you'll ever see in your fucking entire life.
I don't
you've
believe
not
I've
seen
even
this
heard of it.
If you've not seen this movie, you have missed out, man. I'm still thinking about it now. Some of this shit, like the Nick the Dick scene. Oh my God! You know what I mean? The fucking donkey.
Why they call you Nick the Dick?
And
Nick the Dick?
when that first kiss and the ass comes through the fucking sunroof. Oh my God! It's so funny, this movie.
Okay.
Basically, Tom Hanks plays a guy who's going to get married. So his mates throw him a fucking stag night bachelor party, and then this bachelor party ends up being one of the best parties ever, with all types of fucking people coming along and causing shenanigans. And Tom Hanks himself
has to also not fuck anyone because he's not supposed to because he's going to get married. He gets a bit of temptation here and there. It's really fucking funny. I mean, honestly, the jokes are just so great. A really good comedy for its time. If they tried to make something like this today, it would come off really shit. It was made for that period. It's fucking brilliant. It's one of Tom Hanks' best films. A lot of people, it's kind of gone under the carpet a bit because he did it when he was very young. I mean, even right at the very beginning when he gets all those kids on the school bus, and then they're leaving a Catholic school in it with all the fucking nuns and shit, all these lovely little kids, and they get on the school bus, and he starts driving along, and then he just changes the music. He removes the Jesus Christ figure from the front, and it's a fucking girl in a sombrero and shit, and the kids are reading fucking Playboy and shit. I mean, it's just brilliant. I should have put this film higher up the list for fuck's sake. I apologize. Ginger, please talk about Bachelor Party, man. What do you remember about this movie?
This fucking film is so funny. It really is like quintessential 80s frat boy humor. It's just there's not much to say. It's just like really fucking funny. There's so much happens in it that it's difficult to remember it. But
no, not Toy Story, like some bachelor party, something.
But the bit
never
where,
heard of it.
I mean, the donkey that gets high and kills itself.
Drugs
and have to carry it out. The fucking Asian pimp that comes along. Hey, bro, what it be?
Guys, he giggled too much. Jesus.
It's just a fucking brilliant film.
Honestly, it's a great film, man. Okay, let's move on. Now, this film is when Tom Hanks was still. This is before he became more of a serious actor. He was doing a lot of his comedy shit, like Bachelor Party, like Turner a Hooch, and stuff like that. And this film, he did with Dan Aykroyd, called Dragnet. Now, I don't remember much of this film, but I do remember that when I did watch it, I thoroughly enjoyed it. There was just something really good about it. I know it was based on a series of back in the day in the 50s. But, seeing it, this film is more to do with Dan Aykroyd than Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is pretty much quintessential Tom Hanks in this film. He's kind of playing himself a little bit. But, Dan Aykroyd kind of makes this movie playing the straight-laced sort of cop and stuff. And it's just a decent comedy. It's about some sort of like drug gang, I believe. They're using drugs to like run the world, but they're not trying to really sell it. They're trying to influence people to take it and some orgies and shit. I don't remember too much about it. Ginger, maybe you can help me out. I'm sure you've seen this movie.
Yeah, I've seen the film. It was all right. I wasn't a big fan of it.
Which movie was that?
Dragnet. Yeah. It's one of my friends' favorite films of all time. But
okay, can I have a question here? Because is it a top 5 obscure fucking movies that nobody knows about?
No, maybe you don't know, but
I never heard of that one either. I mean, I've heard of the one that he's at the island with Wilson.
Oh yeah, that one.
And the one that he's
yeah. Hey, wait. So
yeah.
Roberto, have you seen Dragnet by any chance?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough. We'll move on. All right, number 2. Number 2 is a film. Number 5 was Road to Perdition. Number 4 was Bachelor Party. Number 3, Dragnet. Number 2 is Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah,
that's always a good one.
Yeah,
that's a lovely movie. That film is a lovely film. I mean, it's just a heartwarming movie of somebody. I mean, I have to admit, Tom Hanks is pretty much right place at the right time for a lot of shit. And some of the people around him seem stupider than he was supposed to be deemed as, even though he wasn't stupid at all. But that's how people saw him. But they came across as the idiots in this film a lot. But it's amazing. He ended up being a fucking millionaire with Bubba Gump Shrimp Factory. Got fucking medals and stuff. Fucking created the Acid Man logo, or the smiley face, as some people now call it. You know what? Why don't you guys talk about it? I've got. Gone.
I mean, I can chime in if you want me to.
Okay, Roberto.
Run, Forrest, run!
Well, and I mean, here's the thing about this movie is that there's a lot of things in here that are good because I have a son that has ADHD, borderline autism, on the autism spectrum. So, I mean, I see a lot of the same things that like in Forrest Gump I see in my son. So, a lot of the things about this movie are actually really good, and Tom Hanks really portrays that really well. That you know, like people see these people as stupid, and they're really not. They're just very. It's hard to
Different.
explain. They're just
They're,
very.
they're differently wired.
Yeah, they're differently wired, and I mean that doesn't take away from anything. Sometimes there are some things they're bad at, and there's some things that they're really good at. And
Same as everyone else.
yeah. But I mean, with this, it's like more so. And I mean, with Forrest, yeah, like he's socially awkward. He's got some processing issues, but at the same time, yeah, look at him. He when he set his mind to something, he did it. And you know, there's a determination there. There's a coping there that he did. I mean, you know, this is a movie that really hits close to home with me, only because Tom Hanks did a fantastic job in this movie portraying the fact that, you know, that these people are just wired differently. They're not like stupid. They're not, you know, retarded, for lack of a better word. You know what I mean? So
yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah, it's a great movie,
Yeah,
wholesome movie. Great acting. Like, it's one of those movies that like becomes a classic like instantly. I believe, like,
100%.
yeah,
Paul Newman.
One of the best probably movies ever made.
Yeah.
For the reasons that
one
you
of the-
listed. Anyway, yeah, that's my take on it. I really like it.
Sam, I've got nothing more to add to that.
And
Yeah.
you know, life's like a bunch of chocolates.
right.
You never know what you're
Tastes
gonna
like
get.
shit.
right. But I mean, you know, there are so many great lines from that movie that only somebody who is wired differently would think of. And I mean, like, it's really funny because you sit there and you know, the two handicap, I can't, Bubba and, you know, Forrest are talking to one another, and the one dude is just going on and on and on about shrimp, and then the other guy, you know, Forrest is just listening to him. It's like, I've seen that in real life, and it's just, but it's funny because then they take that and they actually run with it, and they actually make something really successful.
Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing with people that are on the spectrum. When they obsess on something, they can take it to a whole other level.
Yeah.
You know?
At the same time, they can't make a bed, kind of thing. That's the kind of contrast you have with certain individuals.
Dustin Hoffman's Rain Man rings a bell as well. I mean, to a different level of what it's like to be autistic. I've worked with a lot of autistic children.
Were just very like severely autistic with severe behavioral difficulties. They're not the kind of hidden geniuses that people talk about, but there are so many different spectrums, so many different levels to it that
you can't just peg it down to one thing either. I mean,
it's impossible. Yeah.
Just want to quickly add, there's a girl I've taken in my cab about 4 or 5 times. Her name is Gemma. She's autistic, and I know what makes her laugh is when I have a little bit of road rage, and then she just starts creasing up. So she just loves it. And I like just making her laugh. I love because she's like very moment. She's like in the car and she's very silent, and she'll just whip out a conversation or sort of talk about certain things and repeat herself a few times. And then, you know, I'm going with it and trying to talk to her and stuff. And then next, you know, some stupid idiot gets in front of my path, and then I go, "Oh, you idiot, what are you doing?" And then I just hear a crease up, and it just makes my day. It really does. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, hold on. One last thing is that, you know, I mean, the thing is, and what Zam, what you're talking about is, you know, we shouldn't pity these people. Like, we should take them for who they are, you know. And I'm not saying you did, Zam. I'm just saying, like, that just made me think of, like, you know, people who just like are like, they look down on them because of this, and it's like we shouldn't pity them. We should.
Oh yeah. What I've seen. Yeah, what I've seen both with people on the spectrum and with people with Down syndrome, they thrive when they have a support network around them to reinforce them, to, you know, help them find what they're good at and focus on that. And fortunately, nowadays, it's a lot more prevalent than it used to be. Like, back in the day, you used to see them being put in homes. Like, why? You just support the child, help it.
Well, I mean,
look, the good things, and they will thrive. We see it every day, you know.
Put in homes, but it's called supported living, where you have staff that will look after them, take them out, do activities with them. They get one-to-one support, and a lot of them thrive from that as well. I worked in a day center, and some of them didn't do well in day centers because the noise levels, the routine that they had at the day center, it wasn't really that matched their skill levels. Whereas other ones loved it. So you strike a balance, but sticking them in them home and then just leaving them there is horrible. And that's what they used to do in the old days. Just stick them in a room and just leave them there, and just no. If they're alive, then they deserve to have a life. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
So
good topic.
Good topic, Zam.
Yeah.
Okay, number one.
Yeah.
Is Philadelphia. Now, this film kind of changed people's perspective on what Tom Hanks was as an actor. Because before this movie, a lot of his films were just comedies. Even stuff like Big, which was a drama, had a lot of comedy elements. But this film really changed Tom Hanks as an actor. After this film, he mainly did a lot of serious roles. And this film, I'm saying this film a lot, I apologize, but the movie is great. The performance by Hanks is fantastic. Denzel Washington's in it as well as a homophobic lawyer. Excellent. Antonio Banderas, young Antonio Banderas when this film was made, as Tom Hanks's lover, and to see, him having to discover, the people around him, how they view gay people, and then to realize that he's got AIDS, and then he wants to fight back at the people who wronged him before he dies. It's a really heartbreaking and heartwarming story at the same time.
Well, it's a true story.
At the time, I'd never seen anything like it. I mean, it was made in 1993, and at that particular time, it was a very unique film for me.
It's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start with Roberto. I'll start with you. What do you think of Philadelphia?
I haven't seen it. Sorry. It sounds like I want to see it, but yeah.
It's a deep film, mate. It's a very deep movie, and but okay. Chris.
Well, it was a very, very, very long time ago when I saw this movie, but the thing that I know about this movie is that it might have been sort of like a game changer for same things for the time that it came out.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended. But yeah, it gives a perspective on a side that the quote unquote normies don't see, or don't experience. And I think that such perspectives are important to be put out there, so we can, at the very least, empathize with what people are going through. And yeah, that's my view on it.
Do you remember there was a scene in that film, Chris, where Tom Hanks is sitting with these like horrible bastards? This is before he's been outed by them, and they make a gay joke saying, how do you fake an orgasm if you're gay? You throw hot yogurt on the guy's back. And I have to admit the joke is funny, even though it's really bad. But you see it from the perspective of Tom Hanks and how horrible he feels listening to that joke while these guys are creasing up, and it makes you feel for him. It really does. It was a really significant moment for me in the movie as well. Ginger, what would you like to say about Philadelphia?
Yeah, I mean, the cultural importance of that film cannot be understated when it came out, because it didn't just kind of highlight, especially like in America, for the UK, it was the death of Freddie Mercury that really brought HIV/AIDS into the spotlight, and there was a huge campaign after that, even though the government handled it really bad, very homophobically. But in terms of like what Hollywood did was, it brought not just the AIDS thing to the forefront, into the spotlight. Also, how the mistreatment of gay people, how others are, view them in society, how they're treated unfairly, and it was a kind of, I think it was what kickstarted this in the 90s, especially the mid 90s, this kind of era of not being afraid to tackle a lot of social issues, I know there was like oh fuck, was it Tu Wong Fu with like Wesley Snipes when they're like a group of like I don't know if they were trans or transvestites and things like that. But that was quite a harsh film in that areas as well as being a comedy. There was a film with Richard Gere, you know, when they were like going after China and it's kind of brutal. So there was a lot of in the 90s just tackling a lot of social.
You see My Own Private Idaho? Have you seen that film? My Own Private Idaho?
My own, no, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's got River Phoenix and a young Keanu Reeves, and they both play a couple of gay rent boys.
When did that come out?
Well, just before River Phoenix died.
Oh, right. So that early.
Yeah, so obviously, so.
Yeah, so yeah, but there you go. See, like, yeah, you know, there were so many. So yeah, it's a great film. It really is, for the impact that it had, and it was just a good film in general. That's it.
Yeah. Great stuff. I could have mentioned some more. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of films. Apollo 13, Toy Story.
I love Apollo 13.
Big, as mentioned as earlier as well. There's several stuff, but I me, I like to mix it up with some underground as well as overground stuff. You know, he's done a whole bunch of films. Some of them are well publicized, some aren't, and that was my list. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very good. Especially Bachelor Party, fucking getting, son.
Bachelor Party, that should have been number one now. I'm thinking of it, the way we talked about it. Great film, man. Absolutely. Honestly.
Autism, fantastic. Bachelor Party.
Well, but you can also say that we talked about Forrest Gump in the same way in the same way we talked about, you talked about Bachelor 5 or whatever it's called. I don't remember what it's called. But I mean, it's just like one's a comedy and one's like a serious movie, so it's like, you know, we talked about it for probably about the same length.
Yeah, I mean, he's done loads. It's like
Saving
Turner and
we talked about
everything with guy, man.
Giggled about Bachelor Party. There's a difference.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, how long we talked about each of them. One's serious and one is funny. So
Da Vinci Code. He's just done so fucking much. This guy, man, he's unbelievable.
If you'd have put that in your top 5, I would have left the straight.
No, I wasn't going to put that. I didn't like it that much, but there was a lot of hype about it back then because of the book. Remember the book?
Yeah, I mean, it's enjoyable, but it's not a highlight movie.
Basically, the real Bible and that bird was a fucking descendant of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, man.
I played the game. And it was kind of weird. Oh man, it had some moments, that game. Have you played it?
What game?
The Da Vinci Code game.
No.
It's a video game. Yeah, I've played it.
There's a Da Vinci Code game?
I do.
Yeah, at some point, the albino dude is fucking going after you, and it's so hard to escape him. It's so intense because you have to put in a code in a door to open the door while he's chasing you and killing you. Man, I died so many times at that part.
I just want to say regarding Tom Hanks, I would like to see him do some more comedy. By the way, he's just so good at it. The other, I think last year he was hosting Saturday Night Live, and he just killed it. He just absolutely killed it.
Generally,
he's world class. I mean, the guy can do anything. I really think he could do anything.
Yeah, that's my opinion on comedies. He can do anything. You put him in a Marvel movie, and it would still be good.
Most comedians can do anything. Honestly, comedians are the best actors. They can do anything. You know, so.
Yeah, I agree.
Johnny Luigi Zamo, he's a stand-up comic. Eric Banner, these stand-up comics are really good, man. They're a lot of them.
Underrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, do we have anything else to talk about, or we can?
No, that's it. I'm done.
Or do we?
Good show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Do the outro, Jason, and don't fuck it up.
All right, so thank you everybody for joining us. Thank you to the esteemed Illuminati of Nerds that we have sitting here. Just promote some stuff. I just posted my top 10. The audio sucks, forewarning, but I worked hard on it. So, like it and check it out. And, I mean, if you can tolerate it, at least give it, or
Or at
subscribe.
the very least, watch it and bitch in the comments about how shit the sound is.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, hey, attention is
Okay.
attention.
That's
So
right.
I'm working on it. Anyway, so I thought it was a great week this week. Thanks everybody for coming. Like and subscribe. Check out our Facebook page, yada, 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 so on and so forth. Shameless self plugs. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.